All right, here's another SAT problem that is similar to the SAT problem that was asked of me to get some help with. So this one works like the other one. So if you submitted that, then this will get you to what you're looking for. You'll work it out kind of, in the same idea. So we've got a lot going on. We've got two equations. One looks kind of crazy with the exponent and the fraction in the exponent, and then a times b is 36. And so the answer choices here are just for a. We don't have to say what b is in our answers. So pay attention to that when you're doing an SAT question. Pay really close attention to what is actually asked in the problem. So I know that these are all values of a potentially, and a is a number to some power equals 81. Well, it can't be 1 because 1 to any power is just going to be 1. Like, it doesn't matter what power we put it to. If we raise it to the 81st power, it still just means 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 and on and on until you get to 81 times of multiplying it. So I know I can rule that out. One way to think of this might be that you might think, well, this has to be this number to a power gives you 81. And you may know by looking at that which one of these can be written as either 3 to some power, 6 to some power, or 8 to some power gives you 81. But another thing to think about would be, so if you know that, then you know the answer. And you can check it with the other equation. Another thing to think would be, well, it's got to multiply by something to get 36. Well, I could do 3 times 12 and get 36, or I could do 6 times 6, but there's not a whole number here for 8. So that makes me feel like 8's not on track. Okay, so we've narrowed it down to 3 or 6. Now, if we are just going to use some algebra here, let's think about what that means. That means that we can go in and plug in. Let's try the first one. Let's try 3 and 12 for A and for B. Okay, so A is 3 to the 12 over 3 power. And the question is that equal to 81? Well, 12 divided by 3 is 4. And 3 times 3 to the 4th is 3 times 3, which is 9, times 3 is 27. 27 times 3 is 81. So yeah, so A is 3. That's our answer. Now let's just do that just so you can see. Let's do with 6. So that would be 6 to the 6 over 3 power. Is that equal to 81? Well, 6 divided by 3 is 2. 6 squared is 36. Not 81. So that doesn't work. All right. So that's a way to do that. Now let me show you a final way. And because this is if you're doing this on the SAT, the digital SAT is going to have Desmos on it. And so you can actually type in not everything on here, but you can type some things in, and I already had it in. So it's kind of, all right, I'll kind of back it out. Let's see, what was our equation? One thing you need to know is that if it's A and B, you're going to need to type it in as X and Y, just so you know. So I'm going to call A X because it comes first. That just makes sense to me. And I'm going to hit this. The way I got this at the bottom of the screen is I clicked on the keyboard, and I'm going to hit this A to the B power. And I know that says A and B. I know, I realize that. But it just means raise it to an exponent. Let's see how I put it up into the exponent little area. So now I'm going to put Y, or I could have hit that button over. I'm going to just do divide. You could also do the slash button or key over 3. And then I'm going to use the arrow on my, well, I wonder if I can use this one. Yeah, I can use this arrow right here. You want to do that until it's level with the X again. And then just type 81. And all right, let me Move this back over and make this full size. Okay, so I see that I've got a really kind of crazy looking graph going here. Okay, so now I need the other one. Let's see here. AB equals 36. Okay, so now I need to type in X times Y equals 36. Because it was AB equals 36. Now it's X times Y. Okay, so I know that all my answer choices were positive. So even if I follow that, that's going to be negative. So I'm not looking at that. So I'm looking for where the graphs overlap. So I see this is overlapping somewhere in here. And I can kind of follow. Let's see. Look at that. It overlaps at 312. Now think about what that means. This is X and Y, right? Which is A and B from the problem. So that means that A is 3 and B is 12. And that's where we have a solution, because that's where it's like lining up exactly. If I could hold it still, that would be great, but I don't seem to be able to do that. Okay, so 312. So that gives us again that the answer choice B is 3. Woo, it's a lot. It's a lot. But sometimes Desmos is a great help. Sometimes it's not so much. It does work for this one, which is kind of cool, but you have to know a couple of details, like change it when you put it in the equation, put A and B as X and Y. Okay. Whew. Good job sticking with it. Not an easy one. I'll see you next time.